everyone to some more Genshin Impact. And today, I will be back doing more Chasm exploration and I guess the last of the world quest in that area as well. And also I'm at the Jade Chamber because I was like, you are going to stare at the chasm from a distance and look at it. But then it started raining. So we don't have that luxury anymore. Also, I'm still surprised there's some random house texture they put in the placeholder areas, which is interesting. Anyways, let's let's get started. So, a few things I did on my own. I did kind of explore more of the area on my own time. I actually had a look at the Interact map just to find where the last archaic stone is because I didn't want to explore the entire surface, getting lost and figuring out, I don't know where this thing is. Where could it be? And yeah, I found the last one. There's apparently only like 9 total. So, yeah, I got more of these. I actually found another fossil on the wall in the chasm underground again, in between. And I also, that's not it. I also maxed out the Lumen Stone. So the one, like, okay, the one that I had trouble finding before I ended my last stream. So basically, there was a pathway that would take me to the actual area where it was. And I sort of had to look at someone's video where they showed all the locations to kind of tell me where that was. So, like where that pathway was. So, that's what happened. And there was also a fishing spot. So I labeled the fishing spots. There's 2 of them in the chasm underground mines. And yeah. So anyways, first things first, we're going to turn in the last of these because as this person said, the NPC, we only had to give 3 more for the, yeah, just for the last one. Okay, here they are. With these 3 included, it's 9 in total. They should be enough. You managed to gather what Huishan Hall needs so quickly. No wonder they speak so highly of you. It was easy. Easy peasy lemon breezy. I'm sure it's lemon squeezy, Paimon. Well, lemons can be breezy too. Oh, look at you, forcing your logic through. Most impressive. We've all witnessed your heroic deeds to fight the sea monster. I believe it was no challenge for you to accomplish such a feat. No challenge at all indeed. Well, so much for working at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. They still ask you to do stuff like look for archaic stone in the chasm. Speaking of which, you said you often argued with your father back then and didn't have a job. Then how did you make it into the ministry later? You know how I owed a big sum at the time? I could turn to no one, nor was I willing to go home. In the end, the debt collectors came looking for my old man at the Shenglu Hall. I thought he'd broken my legs upon hearing the news. But your legs look fine. Yes, it's embarrassing to say, but he cleared my debt and came looking for me. By the time he found me, I was almost like a beaten up dog on the street. He said, I have all your IOUs, so now you're indebted to me. With that, he forced me to work to pay my debt. So your father is your creditor now? You could say that. Back then, with the debt collectors after me, I couldn't even fall asleep at night. So I swore that I'd mend my ways if I was given a second chance. But I didn't expect the chance to come from my father, who always disapproved of my behaviors. He didn't lash out at me as usual. Instead, we had a talk, an honest and sincere one. How I wish we could have talked this way earlier. But even if he'd been open for a talk, I wouldn't have been willing to listen. Looks like your father treats you well. Yeah. So I had to get my job done well under whatever circumstances. Whether it's the incident in the chasm or the search of our cakes for our cake stone requested by Huishan Hall. I believe I'm the one who did the job for you this time. Having people get the job done also counts. But still, it's all thanks to you that we moved swimmingly. I'd say it was way more quickly than I expected. Paimon finally senses a touch of gratitude there. Oh, and a quest. What happened? He was absent this morning during the head count. Where on earth is he? If the higher-ups find out, I'd be toast. Ah, you're here. Good timing. What happened? Why are you sighing? To tell you the truth, a miner from our camp went missing. The chasm has a complex environment. Though things have stabilized a bit lately, it's still dangerous deep inside. So we made it a rule to take a head count every morning and evening. Cheating, the guy who never misses a chance to brag about his daughter, was absent last night. During the head count, other miners said that they had just met him and that he might return very soon. So I let it go. But this morning, he was still nowhere to be found. Other miners looked evasive, so I pressed them for an honest answer. It turned out that Cheating hadn't returned the whole night. Now we're in a bit of trouble. Don't tell me it's happening again. Has something similar happened before? This is something that only ministry personnel should know. But since you're the hero who saved Lue, I think I can make an exception for you. This was before the chasm was sealed. At first, it was just a strange rumor among miners that something in the chasm could make their wish come true. We had warned them to report to Huishan Hall should they encounter anything unusual. Yet some miners tried their luck. They went looking for the chasm's bounty in search and ended up going missing one by one. When we found them some while later, they'd all gone pretty insane. It took quite some time for them to recover. That was creepy. After the incident, the Chising decided to seal the chasm. Could the missing miner be... Yes, I suspect Cheating got himself into the same situation. Should anything happen to him, I'll definitely lose my job. What's more, his wife passed away many years ago, and his daughter is now an intern at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. If we can't find him... I'm gonna have people put up some missing person posters, but can you help me look for him? Sure. Okay, give me a second, guys. Cord on my mic. Let me think if there's anything noticeable about him. He used to be on the demolitions team. There's always a strong gunpowder smell on him. Hope you find this useful. Cheating. I warned you not to go down. You aren't like Aya. Okay, so unexpected quest. Okay, I'm guessing I have to go inside. Okay, let's go here. Oh, so we just had to find him. Who's this? Okay. I just reminded myself, I have to actually visit some random player world just to get the last achievement I need for the fishing one. Should do that a bit later. I did quite a bit of exploration. And also I fought this thing once. It was... like, okay, it took time because, you know, it kept moving around, but I was able to do it, so... It's actually pretty easy once you kind of understand what to do. And also, I saw, like, an enemy here, and I didn't fight it because I'd rather save some things on stream.
Shake it and stir.
Oh gosh.
Shake it and
Check this out. Burst forth.
shake it and
I also want to try to collect more of these, things as well. Okay, or the blue depths. Yeah, this is one I didn't fight yet. And there were a few more as well. Okay, cancel the navigation for that. I'll try to see where that person is, but it'll be a while. Hey, anyways, I should probably show how I got up there. So basically, I went here. I did see it from a video. Oh yeah, I did. Again, as you guys could tell, I did like max out the thing, so I did find the last of the Lumen Spar material. It took a while, but it was worth it. Oh yeah, and also because of that, another one was here, and we're gonna check that out after we do this. Okay, we're not gonna get the quest just yet from these, Fatui people. Not yet. First, let's go do this other thing. And my stamina is low. Come on, stamina. Also, I want to collect more of these mushrooms because I want to collect like over 1,000 of them, like the apples and Cincedias. Yeah, so like up here, that's how I could get there. How much it? 94%. Yeah, I'm almost 100% exploration. Just a few more chests, I think. Yeah, so this is how I got that one Lumen Spar. The one that the, thing, tracked down, like, at the end of my last stream. And I failed to get to it. Mainly because obviously I was in the wrong area, and it was in a different area in the Chasm. Oh, I still haven't done this. I forgot.
Burst forth.
I was also gonna do this. Oh yeah, I didn't do a few of these things. And I unlocked that chest. Also, there's some individuals to fight over there, which we will in a bit.
Although it's not gold, it certainly glitters.
Live! Fire it up!
Windblade.
Burst forth!
Shake it and stir.
Check this out!
Think you can bully me? Shake
blue orbs is that? 8. Was it 9 or something? I forgot. But yeah, we still have quite a few to gather. Oh yeah, this is another fishing spot. And the Lumen Spar was like somewhere in this area that... Yeah, it was just here. Yeah, another fishing spot. I label all the fishing spots because it's easier to, like, label those. No, not fish.
A reward on the road.
There we go. Oh yeah, I'm almost done with the Chasm achievement list as well, so we just need a few more chests to find, and then, yeah, it's done. And I think that's mostly it in this, like, general area as well. Yeah. And now, let's go here, because that's where I found another Lumen Stone, and I didn't progress through it, because, again, I like to save some things for streams. Oh, I actually have quite a few things. Also, I still don't know about that, but I'm assuming it'll be related to a quest, so... hopefully we get to that quest soon. Oh yeah, it's up there. First, let's go deal with these guys.
Don't get too close.
Windblade.
Well, roasted fried. You need to hurry up. Well,
Oh gosh.
This world holds many a rare treasure.
Anyways, let's go find that Sealy again. That's just up there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this should be... Yeah, okay, it is the path. Yeah, here it is, the path.
I'll keep this close.
Yeah, so this is a little area. I did... First.
Windblade.
On the dendro slimes, too. And this is... Ooh. Oh, shiny buds. Oh. I want that.
Coming to be. Fire it up. Live.
And I ruined it by burning the grass. So one there. On my arm. Yeah, let's quickly switch Electro in.
behold, the princess.
Okay.
The hunt begins.
Okay. And there's one more. Oh, it's up there. Wait, where is it? Over there. Okay. So confusing. Let it go.
Windblade!
And that unlocked this chest.
I'll keep this close.
Oh. Over on the road. What? Sumeru. She mentioned. Okay, shriveled seed. A seemingly withered object that seems to, by normal judgment, be a seed. However, it still has a surprising amount of life in it yet. Best not to eat it for now. I got my throat. It's bad, sorry. Give me a second. Okay, my throat's better. So basically, Paimon's saying something about Sumeru, and like tell us about it later. I feel like that seed will be significant to like something in a future update. So what's the achievement? People of the Valley of Life, find the shriveled seed and do not eat it rashly. Why on earth would we just eat the seed? A seed. It does. It's not like a sunflower. Oh yeah, I did kind of see like a screenshot of these particular things here, and yeah, the usage of Animo, Geo, and Electro. Take a guess. But anyways, that's gonna be interesting. I wonder what that will be significant to. Because Dragonspine had like... What is this one? Oh wait, no, that's something else. Okay, that's from the fishing event from ages ago. Okay, because like Dragonspine had like a letter in a bottle thing. And in fact, it finally came into play in the Inazuma update. When the, like, I think was it 2.0 that they kind of dropped it, or what? I don't know, but the point being is that, if, like, the bottle that we found in Dragonspine finally played a role, like, several updates later. So, it's possible that this shriveled seed might play a role in a future update. Considering to mention Sumeru, obviously Sumeru is going to be the thing related to it. Probably. Who knows?
Want to take to my hammer?
First forward.
Shake it and stick.
Check this out. Coming to be.
Windblade. A reward on the road.
I think that's something I already read ages ago. Okay. Oh yeah, let's check this. How? I'm gonna go here. Let me go find this thing. for one of the lumen spar like that I found here. Basically, if you go down here to also get it, you find a luxury chest like right here. So, yeah, that's something. Oops, that's something I found on my own.
Burst forth. Fire it up.
Oh, what's this? I don't remember being in this corner before. Hmm. Wait, how did I get to the thing? I'm over here? I forgot. I saw it on my... I did not saw it, but I did it in my own stream. Now I don't remember where it is. Oh. Oh! Found the person. Can we do this real quick, though? Oh, no.
Supporting fire. Check this out.
Wolves.
Feel this ancient power.
Oh yeah, I
Come
do
into
have
being.
the part 2 of like one of the
Don't get too
things.
close.
God, I hate this wolf so much. It moves so much.
Windblade.
Check this out.
Oh my god, I got it. Ah, that was so close. Oh wait, not yet, not yet.
Finders keepers.
Oh, I found the missing miner. Yeah, okay. It's automatically on there. Hello. Oh, where is it? Where is it? If I can't find it. What's with this strong gunpowder smell? Who are you and what are you doing here? My name is Cheating. I lost something here. I must find it. Cheating? Isn't he the missing miner that Winning was talked about? Let's bring him back to the camp. No, I'm not coming back. I'm not returning unless I find it. Then what are you looking for? I'm looking for a toy, a doll of the size of my palm. I lost it when I came down into the mine. You brought a toy into the mine? I know it sounds weird, but I had it in case I lost it. What? You don't know how much trouble I went through to get this doll. It's expensive. I'd even call it a daylight robbery. And every time the Feiyun Commerce Guild had it in stock, I was in the mine, so I always missed my chance to purchase it. But last time, when my daughter saw another kid holding this doll in their arms, she had her eyes fixed on it. My daughter is such a considerate and sweet child. She knows that we aren't well off, so she never tells me what she wants. But a father always knows. So I asked my friend to buy one from the Feiyun Commerce Guild and send it to the mine. I carried it with me all the time in case I lost it. Yeah, that didn't really help. Miners like us live off a poor salary. After spending most of it on supporting the family, I ain't got much left. Then there was this doll that cost a fortune. Well, I can always earn more money, but I've already written to my daughter to tell her that I've bought her the doll she wanted. How am I supposed to face her when I return home this month? She never makes any complaints. I know that she wouldn't do so even if I return home empty-handed, but it'll simply break my heart to see the disappointment in her eyes. That's awful. Why aren't we helping find a doll? Let's give it a try. But the chasm's still a pretty dangerous place, so let's return to the camp together first. Then we'll come back and look for your doll. Really? Thank you so much. Okay. Cheating, is that you? Where have you been? Mooning has even sent men to the camp to look for you. Aya, you're also here. What's going on? My toy is missing. Your toy? What toy? Aren't you a bit too old for this? No, it's not mine. It's for my daughter. You know, the doll from the Feian Commerce Guild? It's about the size of my palm. Oh, the toy you bought for your daughter. Yeah, that's the one. But I lost it. Is it... Oh, that's a typo. Is it really necessary to get so upset? Hey, that toy is for my daughter, and I just bought it. My poor little girl, she didn't even get to take a look. How am I supposed to tell her now that I lost her doll? Huh. Where did you find him, Aya? Was it in the chasm? Yes. The chasm is like a complex labyrinth. The deeper you go, the creepier it becomes. Cheating has always been a steady and dependable person. Seems being trapped down there has made him both emotionally and mentally vulnerable. I'll send him up later. He will be fine with some rest. No, I'm not going back. I won't go unless I find the doll. The doll. No worries. Aya and Paimon will look for it. Finding the doll should help calm him down a bit. Really? Will you help me look for my doll? Of course. I'll help. There's only so many places I went to when I descended into the mines. Please, you must find it all. So be it. I'm gonna bring him up. Mooning was like a cat on hot bricks when he didn't show up during the head count. Now with him back, Mooning can finally be at ease. By the way, please exercise caution when you go down. To be honest, it's no biggie if you don't find the doll. My poor daughter, how could I have lost your doll? What is it? I feel like sometimes the game kind of makes me click on something, a dialogue, without even trying. I'm trying to get back here. By the way, they aren't kidding that the chasm is literally like a labyrinth, because like there's some areas that you actually have to be on higher ground to access. Also, I want to find where this point was, the one where I put the depths. Oh, I think I know. Give me a second. I think I got it through here, like this general area. Ah, yeah, here. Okay. I need 9. Okay, I need to find the last one. Okay, let's go help find this doll. Oh, it's down. Oh, I see.
Shake it and stir. Scratch it.
Fire it up! Burst forth!
we go. Okay. There's a dampened chest that smells of gunpowder. Find messy footprints around it. Ah, I thought Cheating would have left a doll in this chest. The gunpowder smell here is identical to that of Cheating's. But there's only some damp gunpowder inside it. Huh, a sheet of paper? What does it say? I ran into that rock again. I bet it has to do with the ceiling of the mine. Okay. Now that she's landed a job at the Ministry of Civil Affairs, she needs money on many fronts. I can't afford to have my work interrupted as it was 2 years ago when they closed the mine. Cheating, for your daughter's sake, you have to blow that rock up. Looks like someone tore it out of a notebook. Could the person be... It must be Cheating. Why did Cheating bring the gunpowder here? Was he going to blow something up? Well, that's not the topic for now. Well, the doll isn't here. Where on earth is it? What? Hello? Who are you? Why is there a little girl in the chasm? Me? My name is Chinan. I'm Cheating's daughter. Cheating's daughter? Yeah, my father is a miner working in the chasm. He's a great person. My mother died shortly after giving birth to me, so my father brought me up on his own. It's so dark down in the chasm. But for my sake, father endured the fear and stayed here, exerting himself. Strange little girl is the tagline there. So, why are you here? I miss my father. He's very busy in the mines and usually comes home only once every month. When he's away, I'm left alone at home. I'd be so lonely and scared should anything happen. But you see, everything will be fine if I can go down into the mine. When I'm in the camp, I'll be with father every day. He can take care of me and protect me. Why is... What? But it's dangerous in here. You better go back. Yep, Aya has a point. This place is super dangerous. Let us bring you back to the camp. No way! I snuck in here. If my father finds out, he'll get so mad that he won't ever allow me to come out and play again. Oh, right. Aren't you looking for the doll? I know where it is. Follow me. I'm so confused. What? This is suspicious. All the way there. Oh, whoops. Also, I gotta find the last, like, enemy in the area that could give me another one of those orbs as well. What? I have no idea what I'm gonna do if someone bullies me when father is away. How I wish father could stay home, at home longer. If he's always there with me, I can stop pretending to be the considerate child. Instead, I may allow myself to seek some attention and be a naive, and even a bit spoiled, daughter. The toy? It's right in front of you. Father must be very anxious after losing the toy. We must find it soon. I'm so confused. Oh gosh.
Scratch.
Don't get Too close. I got you covered.
Look at you, Bluetail.
Check this out.
Think you can bully me? Think you can bully me?
Burst forth.
Why did you chase them away? They were playing with me. They tried to catch me but failed each time. It was super fun. It's not fun if they catch you. No worries, they won't. Oh, right. Aren't you looking for the doll? It's right there. Right. It all looks somewhat ragged. Anyway, let's bring it to cheating. Oh, don't forget to bring Chinan along. He must be very happy to see his daughter. Chinan? Huh. Where is she? She just vanished suddenly. Let's return to the camp first. Something doesn't seem to add up. Yep, when did Chinan disappear? Paimon didn't even hear any sound. This does feel pretty weird. Why don't we bring the doll to cheating and tell him about his daughter? Oh, Paimon hopes that nothing happens to Chinan in the meantime. The doll. Oh. Wait, what? Oh. Isn't that cheating? Cheating! Huh? If it isn't the famous Aya and your flying companion. Flying companion? How rude! Paimon. I'm sorry. Paimon, Aya, are you looking for me? Huh? Have you forgotten? You asked us to help you find the toy, but we only found a chest full of dampened gunpowder. My apologies. Something must have affected me while I was stuck in the chasm. Felt like I was in daze, to be honest. One that I've only just recovered from a bit after being sent back. Jinwoo said I made a scene down there, crying and shouting. How embarrassing. But now that you mentioned the gunpowder, I remember it. I did plan to blow up the Wish Granter. The Wish Granter? What is that? Before the mine was sealed, a few miners who went down into the mine came back saying that they found a Wish Granter that grants whatever wish you might have. Do things such a miracle exist? Paimon's just curious, by the way. Is the Wish Granter still there? I believe so. It's a very huge rock floating among other giant boulders. Also, it emits a faint light. This sounds somewhat familiar. It's the huge crystal that Xingchuang and we came across. Did he run into the Wish Granter as well? You'd better be careful when you get close. Some miners went insane because of it, which led to the Chising sealing the mine. I couldn't find a stable job for years because of it. I ran into that rock again this time. If this part of the mine got sealed because of it once more, I would lose my job again. and end up taking on poorly paid gigs at the harbor. So I decided to blow that rock up. But after I went down, the closer I got, the more intense my headache grew. I couldn't even think straight. I even saw... No, I think it was just a hallucination. Anyway, I heard them saying that I'd have been in dire peril if you hadn't shown up. Thank you so much.
No need to thank us. We're just doing as we should. Oh, don't forget this. We found the doll. It looks ragged. Paimon doesn't know if it's the one that you lost.
Why do you have it? Where did you find it?
This is the doll that you asked us to look for.
Did I ask you to look for this doll? How weird. I bought it at the Fey Encumbrance Guild some time back. It cost me a fortune. Well, it made a good gift for my daughter anyway. But as she grew older, she no longer needed it. I thought it'd be a waste to just throw such an expensive doll away, so I carried it with me as a talisman. But I lost it a few years back when they evacuated the mine in a hurry. How did you manage to find it? Well, this is strange. I'd planned to work a few more years in the mine while my health allowed, but the chasm is far more dangerous than I thought. I don't think I'll ever go down into the mine again. By the way, please tell Mooning that I shan't dare go down into the mine anymore.
No problem. Just remember to take Jinan with you when you go home.
Jinan? She lives in Liyue Harbor and is very busy with work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Why would she be here? But you're right. She has grown up and I've grown old. I should spend more time with her.
That's not what we mean. Paimon means the little girl over there.
The little girl? Is there anyone there? Ah, come on, don't you go scaring me. This isn't funny. Alright, you know what? I'll go home right away. Please remember to tell Mooning that I'm not going down into the mine anymore. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty suspicious. Anyway, considering the circumstances were really odd. You two found cheating, right? Jinwoo told me already. So he said he wasn't going to work in the mine anymore? Okay, he needs to go home and rest. Are you saying that a wish granter caused all this? That's nonsense. I bet it has to do with the depressing atmosphere in the mine. Anyone could develop some mental issues down there. I dare not imagine what would happen to cheating hadn't you been there. It took very long for those hallucinated miners to recover. They don't even know what happened to them. You've been running around in the chasm lately. Do be careful. You didn't see the state cheating was in when he was sent up. He was shouting in tears about his daughter.
Ah, speaking of his daughter, we met Jinan.
Jinan? Oh, that's Cheating's daughter. Did anything happen to her?
His daughter, the little girl, looked for the doll with us down there. It's good to know that she came out of the chasm safe and sound.
Cheating's daughter, Jinan? A little girl? What are you talking about? Cheating's daughter made it into the Ministry of Civil Affairs this year. She's all grown up now. Besides, the ministry is looking for experts to investigate the incident in the chasm. She is too busy to come here.
But we saw...
I don't care what you saw. Just pretend you didn't see anything. Alright, Cheating is back safe and sound. You should also, get some rest. What? Yeah, that's, let's not think about that. Let me go heal by the statue. go back underground. And I should have labeled where these enemies are so I know where to go. Or who to fight. Well, mostly where to go. Did I check over here? Trying to rest my voice a little bit before I continue. It is kind of early, so that's kind of why my voice is like ick today. So, well, not early, but still. Now, while we're at it, we could do another quest right now, so. I also want to keep collecting mushrooms as well. Alright, let's go do that quest. Because we put it off for a while, so you know. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so basically, how we activated this quest was kind of fighting mysterious Fatui mage, and basically we went through a lot of dialogue, and she basically, yeah. Okay, so we're here. As expected, you came. Please take a seat. Let me see what's left. Black tea is out. Sugar, out too. Alright, here's some milk. It's turned sour. Gotta throw it away later. My apologies. But there is plenty of fire water, plus hardtack and sour jam to go with it. Enough for a tea party. Wow, do you people really consider fire water to be a standard tea party thing? Yep, what's the problem with it? I'll pass. What? No one's gonna call you out on drinking here. Just suit yourself. What are you doing? Sharing food and intel at the right moment is to silencing a curious mouth. That's what our handbook says. Well, where's the intel? I just shared it. Huh? Did you tell us anything? Fatui Advanced Team Handbook, Appendix 4.4, Article 3, sharing food and intel at the right moment is conducive to silencing a curious mouth. You're welcome. You saved my life, and in return, I divulged classified content from our handbook. How's that for sincerity?
What's the use of that?
Jokes aside, actually, I'm very grateful for your help, but my kind gesture doesn't mean anything else.
With what you people have done, Paimon finds it hard to believe in your kind gesture.
What are you up to, really? It's so surprised that outsiders fail to understand the cause of the Fatui, but when we aren't talking about what we pursue or which side we are on, we are just a bunch of ordinary people. Besides, all our agendas and deeds are just preparatory work for the final battle. The final battle? Yes, in the end, all of us shall face a common enemy and the inescapable long night. Everyone in Shnezhnaya has been thusly warned. So, every drop of tears and blood of mankind, shed for the sake of this cruel world, they shall not be shed in vain. Let's have a toast. No? I'll just suit myself. Is this how you justify the evil you've done? That's quite a lofty sounding explanation. Huh. You know what? You should try the liquor and jam from Shnezhnaya. Don't take it all too seriously, and don't think too much about it. Just trust what you want to trust. That's what we call belief.
Where did all that deep stuff suddenly come from?
By the way, I've introduced myself, but I don't know your name yet. Aya.
And Paimon's Paimon.
Oh, your names.
We're pretty well known all over the Tevat, aren't we?
Sorry, I've never heard of you. Either of you, actually.
What?
Please don't take it the wrong way. I was sent down here a long time ago. I barely know anything about what's happening on the surface save for the news we get through our supply lines.
Doesn't that mean
that your supply line's long been cut off? Tea party's over. I need to get some rest. Excuse me.
Hey, we haven't even started eating yet.
Leave already. Didn't you just frown upon my fire water?
That's because Paimon didn't think it was drinkable at all.
Alright, Paimon. People have different food preferences, you know. By the way, Aya, please wait. It's nothing. I'm just thinking that if it were you, please come back another day if you don't find it too troublesome. So is this like a chain quest thing? Okay. It feels like this will be a quest I won't be able to complete on stream. And that might be a quest chain that I'll do on my own time. Because I don't think all these quests I'll actually record for. Just only some of them. Well, I did say the rest of the quest, but I think I'll correct saying most of the quest.
Come into...
Shaken and stirred. Think you can
Fire it up!
Windblade.
Live!
Yeah, please. mushrooms. Okay, let's also get this started. %. How curious! His two-legged hatchling makes no use of her feet.
Two-legged hatchling? Huh, Paimon's got a name, and looks like someone's gonna get themselves the silliest nickname in the world ever. Let Paimon think. You know what? We're gonna call you Shishroom. Also, look at this glowing powder in the air. Are they mushroom spores? Paimon wonders if they're the reason why we could hear this mushroom talking.
Samaran knows many-legged ones who make no use of their feet. Yet Samaran knows not any Paimon.
That's natural, because Paimon is one of a kind.
Samaran knows the two-legged one over there. How strangely familiar.
Huh? Do you know Shishroom?
No, I don't. Samaran smells the heat of golden sand and the dampness from deep within the rainforest. That's the smell of Samaran's hometown.
Hot sand in the rainforest? Do you mean Sumeru? We did just talk to a Sumeru scholar at the camp.
Although Zamaran has been away from its hometown for long, Zamaran makes no mistakes. Aya the two-legged, fate has brought you here. Zamaran has a favor to ask. Zamaran has dwelled here for many a year and found it a cozy and comfy home. Yet foul energy is growing lately. Zamaran has been drained of strength, fending off the evil, and has ended up in this state. Zamaran must seek help from the two-legged.
Shishroom does look a little under the weather. Alright, Aya, we can lend the energy of the adjuvant to Shishroom, perhaps. Maybe that'll make it feel better.
Okay. And some energy. Whoa! Shishroom is glowing. Should Paimon... Oh, wait.
Wow, Shishroom is glowing. Should Paimon call it a shining group now?
Hail, Aya. Hail, Paimon. Thanks to Aya, and thanks to Paimon also. Zamaran light is rekindled. But do not let your guard down yet. Zamaran knows that the foul energy is not yet eradicated. It could strike back at any time.
Huh? Then what do we do? Whoa! Where did all this black mud come from? Is it the foul energy that Shishroom talked about?
Here, the dark mud. Here you go.
Burst!
Shake it and stir! Scratch! Windblade!
have a viewpoint. Okay, where's the last one? I saw it. I think. Where did it... Oh, yeah, there it is.
Coming to be.
Think you can bully me?
Don't get too close.
Oh, come on. Ooh, that's a picture. Hail, Aya. Hail, Paimon. None answered Samran's call for help. The many-legged and four-legged paid no heed, and the two-legged turned a deaf ear. Only the wise would answer. Paimon proved to be one with wisdom, and Aya did too. You two, wisest of the two-legged, shall receive Samran's gratitude.
Paimon the Wise is not to be taken lightly.
It was no trouble. Given time, Aya and Paimon will rise to become as great as Samran and its kin. This Samran knows for sure.
Hang on, what is that supposed to mean?
The many-legged are inferior to the four-legged, and the four-legged are inferior to the two-legged. So naturally, the two-legged are inferior to the legless. But what Aya and Paimon lack by nature, you can make up for through hard work. You might even be able to change the course of fate one day.
Wow, this glowing mushroom's talking super big. Paimon wonders if glowing mushrooms make good cooking ingredients.
Where chicken mushroom skewers surely beautiful mushrooms lie, this one could be poisonous. I don't know. A glutton this Paimon is. A bite on the mushroom today, another bite tomorrow, and 100 days later, there shall be no Paimon left in Paimon, but only mushrooms.
Shroom's starting to talk all creepy, Aya.
So you failed to see the humor in that. A shame.
That wasn't funny at all.
Samran is cleared of the foul energy, yet its kin still suffer. Samran lacks the strength now to shelter the weak like it once did. Please, Aya, Samran begs of you, exercise your benevolence and save the defenseless.
Do you mean there are more ill mushrooms? Aya, let's help him, shall we?
Now that we're here, as long as it's not a big detour.
Now let's be off.
Oh, so there's more.
Fire it up. Burst.
Aster!
Check this out. Live. Z-cha.
Think you can bully me? Windblade!
Burst forth.
And here's the last one.
Hail, Aya. Hail, Paimon. If Zimran may be so bold, you two legs do have a saying. A helping hand must see things to the end.
You mean more errand running, huh?
Amongst two legs, you two do indeed deserve the title of the Wise. Please take this, the Blessings of Wisdom.
Okay.
Wow, what's this? It looks kinda suspicious, actually. Zamran can smell the lingering scent of foul energy in the air, but cannot tell where its source lies. Follow the water and you shall find it. You merely need to use the Blessings of Wisdom on the source, Aya, and Zamran's kin will take care of the rest. The source of the foul energy. That's indeed something that can't be left unattended. But why don't you deal with it yourself? Aya, you are far more humorous than Paimon. Zamran doesn't have legs, whereas you do. As one of the legless, Zamran shan't meddle too much with the matters of the two legs. What's more, Zamran has a greater duty to perform. A greater duty? Zamran has spent too much strength. It was a pleasant conversation with you two, but Zamran must rest now and gather the strength to fend off evil and provide a shelter for its kin to prosper. Aya and Paimon, may you be blessed on your journey ahead. Hey, Seashroom! Wake up! Aya, looks like Seashroom has gone to sleep. Well, let's head off then.
Huh. Guessing this way? Okay. Guessing it's this way. Should probably use food just to lower stamina. you go. Oh my god. Trying to. Oh my gosh. I'm not. I hate these things.
Prepare to be blown away!
Burst forth.
Oh my.
Shake it and stir! Think you
Fire it up.
Is it?
Oh,
Okay. I can't read the dialogue. It goes so quickly when it's like.
so glittery. Must control Diana special.
Okay, we're good. So can we actually make use of this now? Or what? Okay.
Hey, Sea Shroom, we're back. We've run out of your, what do you call it? Oh, your blessings of wisdom. But we managed to block the fissures. No, the problem has been solved. Hail, Aya, hail, Paimon. May no regrets linger in the night bygone. May all shadows fade ere the dawn to come. Seems Shishram has fallen asleep again. Let's not disturb it.
Oh. And that's it? Let's see if there's anything else. Ignorance might be a blessing, and knowledge might be a bring forth calamity. Only that which graced with the ambrosia of knowledge can flourish into the strong. Only that which has been tested with the desolation of wandering can brave the wilderness. Okay. Guessing that's it for now. Okay, we still have 2 quests. Wait, 3. Yeah, 3. In the camp. Well, 2 in the camp and 1 with the Fatui. And that will be all. Like, if there's more quests, I'll just do them on my own time, so. I already fought this guy, but I would like to get more of the material.
And stir! Shake it!
Check this out.
Windblade!
Because this is the only way I could get more of the material. Yeah. And as per usual, I should probably grind about, like, you know, casually grind 500 of them. No biggie. No trouble at all. Oh, he's got world quests. Let's get them. 2 of them. Xinjiang. Let's go talk to her. Hello, Aya. How have things been? Pretty good. Are you feeling better? Thanks for your concern. I'm quite fine now, thanks. I'm sorry for causing you trouble before.
Come on, Xinjiang. Just stop running around everywhere already, or you'll end up like you did the last time.
Alright, I won't. Thanks to your efforts, the chasm has become a lot safer. The geological peculiarities here have also, well, stabilized a fair bit. However, Jinwoo and Khedive still need to conduct further analysis on that mysterious crystal's, wavelength. I think Khedive called it. I guess it's just some sort of weird Sumeru jargon. Whatever the case, we need to plant some beacons and get some of that data. Jinwoo finally found the time to put those beacons together, and I need to put them down in a few specific locations to get the data we need. After a while, we can go and collect them, and Khedive will then sift through the data obtained. Previously, there were too many hazardous areas for us to do anything but perform data analysis from our campsite. But now that you've cleared much of the way for us, we can use the beacons to get more accurate data. Well, having something to do is better than having nothing at all on your plate. Ah, right. Do you mind coming with me if you're free? Lead the way. Alright then, let's go. Oh boy, we have a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although I would like to take a quick break before we continue, so I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, I have returned. Anyways, so we have to place these beacons down. Okay, let's go place this first one here real quick. Okay. So obviously similar to how we did things in Dragon Spine. Oh, whoops. I didn't notice she was actually saying things. But the thing is, so, like, the dialogue goes by so quickly anyway, so it's like, you know. Oh yeah, while I'm here, I really gotta find a... Oh, Sealy. I gotta find the last, person for, like, the blue deaths. What?
Is this?
Liz!
Oh. I think I found them.
Think you can bully me?
Fire it up!
Ha! Yeah!
Here's backup! Don't get too close! Ha! Ha! Burst forth!
Think you can bully me? Think you can bully me? Ha! Ah!
Oh, come on.
Ha! Ja!
was almost done being defeated. Come on. Give me a break.
Burst forth.
Think you can bully me? Scratch. Ha! Yeah.
There you go.
Is this an answer from this world?
Yeah, we got an orb. Hey, that was the last one, and I didn't have to look it up. Okay, still 96%. Let's go do this quickly. Also, I will have to repeatedly fight those guys. If I want to get more material, so... Gotta make a note of that. Anyways, we could open this now. Great Tenebrae. Ooh.
A reward on the road.
Mysterious letter. Words in an unknown script have been written upon this yellowed letter, a large portion of which has been splotched by some unknown matter. So this is like the Abyss language, but I don't know what this is translated to.
What in the world? Paimon can't read this at all. Who left it here?
Hopefully someone, not Google, but I hope, like, Googling that someone might have
A
translated
reward
it.
on the road.
I can't check because I'm not gonna open up the wiki. I mean, I would love to, but that'd be a bit, will take some time. Okay, now we can remove this off the map. Don't need it. Anyways, let's go get the beacons. Okay, secret chamber and complete this commission. A mushroom that asks too much.
Hey, I'm almost done with this. Yay!
Come into
Think you can bully me?
This thing is annoying.
Think you can bully me? Windblade.
Okay. I also saw something over here, so let's investigate.
Is this an answer from this world?
I mean, I already got all the, the achievements required chests. Oh, I literally need one more.
burst forth.
Where'd that come from? Shake it and stir.
Check this out.
Yeah, that's one of the guys I fought. I still fight him because... Or them.
Don't get too close.
Because I need more material.
Fire it up.
How many do I have? 98. At least we get a lot of the green ones because it makes sense considering we can only get it from like 9 of the end. Well, not exactly 9, but like roughly 9 specific like spots. So. Anyways, let's get the last two placed. Oh, do this quickly.
Think you can bully me? Scratch it.
Check this out.
Ha! Ha! Yeah! Duh!
Live.
Shake it and stir! Shake it and...
Fire it up.
Wind blade! Ha! Yeah!
Okay, place it here. Again, back to this before I actually did find the last group of them.
Coming to.
Scratch that! Think you can bully me?
I never said less.
Ha!
Witness my great undertaking.
Shake it and stir! Think you can...
Don't get too close.
Yeah!
Okay. We'll have to go back now, but first let's get these fours. Okay. Oh. Well, thanks for your help. Please take this as a little token of appreciation. You're too kind. Well, the various geological anomalies have mostly stopped lately, which means that I've just needed to make some small amendments to my maps. Thanks to your adventures, our work has become a lot easier too. Don't let me keep you any longer. Whether you need some rest or would like to continue your adventures, please go ahead. It's going to be a while before we will go and retrieve the beacons. It would be nice if you could help us out then, too. Okay, that's done. And we got this person. This doesn't make sense. How weird. It should be around here, but why can't I find it? What happened? My ring. It's gone. It means a lot to me. I must find it. What does it look like? It's made of brass and is inlaid with a beautiful red gem. I found it by a lava lake where the Shadow Dragon Durin fell in the legends. Or at least, this should explain why its luster resembles dark flames. Wow! It is said that the Lord of the Abyss will fix its malefic gaze upon the ring bearer and send an army of darkness to hunt them down. Ow! Dragonspine doesn't have a lava lake. My bad. As a poet, I have a propensity for dramatic language and novel tales. Truth be told, I found the ring in a weasel thieves' nest. It was well preserved and eye-pleasing, so I kept it.
So you're a thief too. You just stole from thieves.
Don't say that. I chanced upon it. That's right, it was chance. And no chance to be. The ring is quite precious to me all the same. Do you have any clue concerning the ring's whereabouts? Yeah, I've heard that weasel thieves are often spotted around here. They might have stolen my ring while I was sleeping.
So there really are people who take their rings off before going to bed?
I'd never heard of such people before either.
Anyway, Paimon doesn't have that habit. You need to think about where to put the ring once you take it off, or you'll be wasting good beauty sleep.
Do they even make rings tiny enough for you, Paimon?
Of course they do. There's much you still don't know.
Enough. Please refrain from judging other people's way of living before proceeding to ramble on about your own. It's very rude. Anyway, if you want to help out, please keep an eye out for a weasel thief nest. I've heard that there is a camp of suspicious treasure hoarders around here on the map. I've marked the location out for you. It's said that weasel thieves are often spotted around here. Those sneaky treasure hoarders probably have something to do with them. Anyway, please take a look there.
A ring stolen from the weasel thieves, which was then stolen again by other weasel thieves. Paimon say it has come back to its rightful owner.
Oh, come on, just stop it already. I got the lid. Okay, let's go. You know, I may have thought about many things to talk about, but at the same time, no, I don't. Oh, these guys. Okay, so this is time sensitive. Okay. Do we do this? Oh. Did I mention what? No, just mention it was like a lot of them. I got my foot. I'm gonna fix myself in the chair. Because otherwise I'm gonna get very uncomfy. Like, comfortable in the chair. Try the late hour. What? Oh, why did... Oh, there we go. Oh gosh, mouse. Okay, let's go back. We're back. Did he find it? Take a look. Is this your ring? Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Please take these as your reward. It isn't much, but please don't feel offended. I'll compose verses to eulogize your deeds. Hey, that was quick and easy. I do have one more, and it's back over here, so let's do that. Basically, I didn't start this one, but when I did kind of pass by them, they were like, "Don't attack." So let's see what that's all about. Oh. Oh wait, no, I thought it was a piece of paper. God, they're so tall. Anton. Ah, I remember reading that name. Sorry to stop you if you're in a hurry. I'm Staff Sergeant Anton Melnikov, the acting CEO of the Ninth Company. Just call me Anton. Oh god, you're so tall. They are Danila, Temer, Randomir, and the Romansky. He's not here. He's at the medical camp. Neither Romansky nor the medical camp remains. And Antoha? Romansky didn't make it through the morning. Danila, how many times have I told you? I'm in charge of the company now. Call me Staff Sergeant Anton. Huh. In charge of the company as a staff sergeant. Who do you think you are? Ever since the captain went missing, you've been acting like an important-looking CEO. Huh. That's enough, Temer. Your growling stomach must have messed with your judgment. Calm down and preserve your energy. It's acting CEO Antoha. Acting CEO my foot. Just for how long do we have to take orders from this fake CEO who doesn't even know what he's doing? Hey, Temer, your brain must be intoxicated with hunger. I suggest you take a few punches to sober up. Suits me. Go ahead. Come at me and I'll help you sober up too. Great. After running out of rations, we're also saying goodbye to our sanity and patience. Splendid. Draining every last ounce of energy we have here. What an enlightened course of action. Ahem. Silence. If you're itching for a fight, then go down and fight the monsters that came from the black mud. And don't you forget to fight them with your growling stomach too. If we want to live and walk out of here alive, we must stick together. Don't make me repeat myself, okay? Alright, give me a if not us, then who on 3. 1, 2, 3. If not us, then who? If not us, then who? So, my friend, you must have noticed that, we're not very combat effective at present. There's been a small issue. A small issue? You certainly talk like the captain. Since he's not here, I'm the acting commander. Now why don't you shut that clever mouth of yours? Sorry, my friend. We're in dire need of your help. Since when have we become friends? What do you want? Supplies, weapons, intel, or more? We have plenty of them. Take them all if you'd like, so long as you help us. Ah, look, our beggar CEO just took on the most humiliating job ever, losing the last ounce of dignity we're left with on our behalf. Knock it off already. Are you expecting to fill your tummy with bitter sarcasm? Join our ranks. Let our marching boots shake the earth like thunder. You who will march with us toward the pole star of the White Knight, come. We shall never abandon you. Oh, someone shut him up already.
Although they're all bad guys, seeing them all famished certainly makes Paimon feel sorry for him.
It shames me to admit this, but as you can see, we're no longer combat effective in the least. All we want is some food. And then we'll leave and never return. I promise you. On the honor of the Ninth Company, on our ancestors who defended the land of Shishnaya. Oh, you poor thing. How famished. How pathetic. Enough of that. You're no better anyway. Anyway, there were 64 of us when we arrived. 64 in total. Now there are only 4 starving souls left. What other purposes would we be capable of accomplishing?
Wow, how did you end up like this?
That's not the topic for now. Without food, the last 4 left of the Ninth Company could be gone at any moment. Well, alright. Let's build a bit of trust here first, shall we? Well, I'll say this. Whatever doubts you may have, the only purpose we have here is to investigate the source of the calamity in the chasm.
What calamity? Paimon's seen no sign of it in the chasm.
The calamity that happened 500 years ago is only the beginning. The war against the dark has never stopped, and one of its battlefields is right beneath our feet. Our staff sergeant CEO is so hungry that he started to talk some crazy stuff. He always likes to exaggerate, but this is the first time he's talked nonsense. Forget it. What Antoha means is, well, that the people of Lue are no enemy to us. At least not in this operation. Not to us here in the Ninth Company, but I'm not so sure how our comrades who went missing might perceive the matter. I'll help you on account of humanity, but just this once. Thank you. We'll forever be grateful. Oh, please consider a request. Here's the food you wanted. I apparently talked to you. Oh, so we just give these. Does it matter? I don't know. It just gives me, just give them something, I guess. I don't know, I guess fish? Is it, okay, I have no idea what just happened.
Let's end this quickly.
I literally have no idea what just happened. I was just like,
Look at you, Food Down.
Burst forth.
Windblade.
This is bad.
Fire it up.
This isn't good.
I have zero idea on what just happened. I'm just confused.
Is this
Oh!
an answer from this world?
Got the achievement because I just saw a chest there. Probably because I didn't notice because I was just avoiding them like earlier because I didn't want to do the quest yet. And I got the name card. Oh yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, I need to go to someone's world at some point so I could get this achievement. And if I could help other players, I could fill this achievement in, as was this one. I should really do that. It might be fun. Anyways. And this, yeah, this is the card. And this is the Challenger 5 one. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get Ayatos. Look at how pretty his is. I have zero idea what just happened. I'm sorry, but there's a small issue with our chain of command. A small issue? We just betrayed our men by standing here as we watch someone else chase them off. Then what do you suggest we did? Let them beat us up and have our food snatched away? Zip that mouth of yours shut and focus on eating. Antaha, stop downplaying this. Our chain of command has been wiped out. It's gone. Our captains and other higher-ranking COs have either gone missing or got killed. That leaves us no other choice but to retreat. But many of our men refuse to do so. They'd rather hold on to what's left behind by our COs and fight till the last man standing. I'd say it's starve till the last man standing. According to the collaboration agreement, people up there are supposed to relay orders and supply us with food, but we haven't heard from them for a long time. We're loyal to the Patuian Lord Harbingers, as we should be, but we're no fools. Anyone sensible would have long suggested that we retreat under such circumstances. So, what's your plan? I know that this isn't your concern, and I won't stop you if you want to leave, but we're really out of our depth and could use your help. I need to think about it. What do you need me to do? I'm not supposed to tell you this, but there's a supply station near the ground level. All our supplies go through there, and we sometimes got orders there too. We sent a few men up for food, but they haven't returned. I can't afford to risk another trip. No one has come down from the supply station for a long time either. I hope you can check the situation there for me. You know what? We're in this deep. Let's, let me think about it. I'll help. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but we need to know what's happening on the ground. Otherwise, any decisions we might make would be too rash.
Okay. You're starting to confuse Paimon with all the convoluted talking. We'll look out for it when we pass by.
Okay. Okay, over here. Oh yeah, also I did notice that when we had like three choices and had like give up on communication. Yeah, we could just basically go like nah and just probably beat them up. I was like, I don't want to go straight down that direction though. No one's here.
Coming to be.
Shake and stir. Think you can...
Check this out.
Yanbo's note. Oh, note. Wait, did I read that name right? Old friends. And my dog's howling. Okay. This might be important to show. Also, we did. Okay, my memory is so low, but like so small, but we did meet Yanbo for like that one quest chain, right? Well, not like a big quest chain, just more like a small one, but still. Okay, let's talk to the person. Stamina refill. We're back. How's it? Any news from the station?
It has been abandoned.
Is that so? Then did you find anything? Well, you're no longer welcome in Liyue Harbor, I fear. Other than this, do you have any other news?
Here's a letter we found. Seems it's for you.
Here you are. Ah, it's from Yanbo. I got it. What happened? The Millilith are gone too? Let me read it. What's with them? We're fighting for them. Aren't we allies? There are no allies anymore. No more collaboration. To be precise, the Fatui are no longer in a collaborative relationship with Liyue. This is betrayal. The people of Liyue have betrayed us. Maybe it's the other way around in their eyes. Perhaps they think that we, the Fatui, have betrayed them. This can't be. We came here to protect the people of Liyue, Don't you remember what the captain said before our departure? This expedition has nothing to do with conspiracies or schemes. But that couldn't prevent conspiracies and schemes from coming to us, could it? This isn't something we have control over, Danila. Okay, I see. I've decided. We need to retreat. The quicker the better. It's alright. I'll take full responsibility. If there's any deserter amongst us, if any deserter shall bring dishonor to the Ninth Company, that's me and only me. Danila is right. We're here to protect the people of Liyue from the calamity of the darkness. We can't leave like this. Do you think this is the right time to worry about your personal honor, Mirka? Can't you see it? Can't you see that the people of Liyue neither need our protection nor even want us here? They even defeated our comrades, who thought of themselves as heroes. As you betrayed the trust of the people of Liyue, best you consider what you're gonna do next. We should retreat, and preferably in silence, without alerting the local millith. The captain said that we should be ready to give our lives here. We should. He also said that he wouldn't let anyone die in vain, that he didn't want the whole company to be buried here. At least we're still alive. At least not all of the Ninth Company are gone. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Okay, any more questions? I don't want to hear any objections. You're now dismissed. Whatever the case, Aya, thank you for helping out. Take this Mora and these supplies. Oh, and that's the end of the quest. Okay. Guess that's it. How much percent? 98. Okay. I think I did all the quests that are, like, on the map. Unless there's, like, a hidden... Actually, wait, no. There is still the, Fatui Mage. And I'm assuming that can be completed throughout the few days. So I'm not gonna, like, do it on stream. Also, there should still be chests around. I just want to collect these. Okay, let's go to the surface real quick. Wait, first let's go do this. Okay. Let's get the reputation out of the way. Oh yeah. I did get pictures of fossils, but I don't know who to turn that into. Can we talk to the NPCs to find out? Oh.
Mr. Miner, we're back and ready to report.
I had no idea I could have talked to this person.
Am I glad to see you again? I was getting nervous. First, I figured I'm paying a fair price and these are professionals, but then I thought, oh, goodness. I'd hate to send someone off on a strange commission and then for something bad to happen to them. I'd never be able to forgive myself if it came to any harm.
Don't you worry, mister. It was nothing we couldn't handle. Anyway, we're back, aren't we? And the good news is, we got to the bottom of what's been going on.
Excellent, excellent. So then, what's the situation down there?
It's like a hilly churl hospice.
Huh? Hospice?
Basically, the Hilichurls down there don't want to fight anymore. Leave them in peace and they won't cause you any trouble.
What Paimon said. You have nothing to worry about.
Well, we certainly wouldn't be going out of our way to provoke them. You can count on that. Last thing any of us miners are looking for is to stir up trouble. All we're looking for is, well, all the glitters.
Now there's a philosophy that Paimon can get behind.
I gotta be honest, I didn't really understand the situation you were describing, but having your assurance that everything's okay is the main thing. It means we can get back to work straight away. I'm very grateful to you both. You came a long way for this. Please, take these as compensation.
Oh, I hadn't... Yeah, so... I feel like this is something that I haven't seen people do, although I haven't really seen people play through the Archon quest yet. But yeah, it seems like you could talk to that guy again, and he could give us some ores. Interesting.
I still have documents to
I just need to figure out... Thanks. How have you been? What? Oh, trade person. Gave me a wolf hook juice. Okay, thanks. Okay. I'm kind of wondering, it's like, okay, then I took pictures of fossils. Photo of strange rock, but it's essentially fossils on the walls. Like, who do I give that to? Because there's no other reason I would be taking these unless I have... Oops. Unless it's, like, significant somehow. Is it you? What's up? Oh! So about these mushrooms. Okay, I'm not gonna read. My throat is too tired. Is it strange for mushrooms to grow underground? Well, no. Honestly, I'm pretty... Oh. Sumeru. Keep saying Sumeru because I like to pronounce things differently for some reason. It's Sumeru, like what Yai Mika said. Oh, so how many is enough? Oh. Ah, okay. But let's give you... I mean, talk about strange rock. Running away. That's a bit of a waste. A fossil, yeah. Okay, how many do you need? 4 or 5 for my report. Make it 5. Wait, did I use all? Give you? No, I have 5. Let's get the fossils. Yeah, I have 5 of these. Obviously, it's clear that Sumeru is next, but it makes me really excited. Like, hearing more talk about it is making me excited. But you're not gonna tell me you need more pictures, are you? What? I'll set up with these ones. A fixed altitude. Ah. A lot of more, and the mushrooms. Like a winged tiger? You've lost me. Is anything not adding up? Well, to adapt to their surrounding environment. Why do they glow? The fragment? Is it the thing that we came across at the end? Oh. Oh, that's... Okay, so that's where, like... Oh, I'm so close to rank 59. Okay. So that was how I turned into things. You know what? I'm curious. Could the thing actually work here? Oh, it can. It's just gonna be very dark. Well, not too dark, but still. Because I do want to see if I could find the last of the chest or something in the chasm to get that 100%. Oh, 92 out here. Oh, there's one down here. Oh, right, this. Wait, how did I not see that? What? What is wrong with me? How dare I?
I'll keep this close.
Okay, so we're gonna use the compass for a bit to get the last of the collectibles.
Live!
Although it's not gold, it certainly glitters.
Okay, let's check. Okay, found. Okay.
Burst forth!
Wait. How am I supposed to get that one? I don't see a glowing thing. do these things, but where is... Okay, let me go check this real quick.
Come into being.
Shaken and stirred. Think you can bully me?
Oops, no, we're not cooking. Stop. Oh my gosh, stop. How... what? Oh, okay. How do I do that? Should I just investigate something else for now? Oh, this is annoying. Because, where do I... Because there's that, yes, but it's not enough to reach there. Oh, there's some enemy drops.
Burst forth.
Oh, right. And also get these. I'm trying to see, does that work? Let me check. Ah, there we go. It worked. Oh, it's a precious chest.
I'll keep this close.
There you go. Okay, nothing. 95%. Okay, that just... the chest that I literally picked up all got me there. Okay, let's try to avoid enemies so I can relax. Okay. We mostly did all the quests, I think, now, except for like once where it's like, oh, wait the next day. I'll just complete this on my own.
So yeah, the Chasm. Really lovely new lore revealed in it.
And more mention of Sumeru in the mix. Makes me really excited to like look forward to Sumeru. And considering we don't have any Sumeru characters revealed, it seems like it'll still be a while before anything like character from Sumeru is released. And by that I mean like the official Twitter didn't reveal like anyone that kind of has like a Sumeru like origin or something. I don't know. Basically, like when we got like the like Ayaka, Yoimi, and Sayu revealed, like it was pretty obvious that like Inazuma was coming up and all that. So, like something like that. We haven't gotten anything like that yet.
But I am excited for it nonetheless. I'm excited.
I better not remove that chasing. Okay, where should I go? I'm trying to find a good spot to like use this thing. Oh, here we go. Up there. How do I get up there? Well, obviously this.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for Sumeru. Looking forward to it.
And also, speaking of Sumeru and, you know, the whole discussion about the Archon, like, situation. I won't go into detail, considering I feel like some people will comment such things. But, I'm personally not going to believe the person we've heard is the supposed Archon is the actual Archon until we actually get more information. Because why on earth would the Archon be called a Lesser Lord, for starters? And considering that the slimes, the big slimes specifically, have a lot of, like, symbolism with the Archons, it is sort of implying that we're probably referring to Archon spokesperson rather than the actual Archon themselves. So, yeah, until it's proved otherwise, I'm not gonna believe the Lesser Lord is the actual Archon until we get confirmation. And it's something that a lot of us have been bothered with for several updates now. You know what? I'm still not over that people said it's like, oh, it's been like that for months. Like it was a error in the text this whole time. But here's the thing. If it was such an error this whole time, then why did no one say it for the past 10 months? Like, okay, yeah, sure, but none of you said anything for almost a year. And then you start blaming people for not knowing this fact. It's like, that's what I find weird. It's like, I never saw a single thread of anyone correcting other people. And then someone tries to claim that, oh, we've been fooled, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, really? It's kind of your fault for not saying anything for the past several months, you know? Did I just kill an enemy? A little creature? Oh, whatever. It's, like, whenever I think about it, it's so ridiculous.
If this treasure could talk.
Live!
Oh. There you go. But anyways, thinking about that, it's like, I'm still annoyed by it because it's like, it's like, okay, sure, yeah, you make sense. But why did none of you say anything for the past 10 months before that dialogue came to be? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, kind of like dumb to accuse fans of like being fooled by an error, even though none of them corrected it during the past 10 months. It's like real, extremely dumb logic. I don't get it. Why are people like this?
Burst forth.
This world holds many a rare treasure.
How many? Still 98%. I guess I have to find more different chests just to get the percent up. Okay, we're done here. Oh yeah, I already did go up here last time and comment on like the out of bounds area placeholder textures. It's actually kind of fun to see placeholder textures, if I'm to be honest, just because you just see it and it's like, yeah, this looks really weird. And then like, but it's like, even if you say that, you may, like, you like to make note of it for the future, so when the new areas of the game are released, you'll see the difference. Makes me excited. But anyways, I am excited for whatever comes next. We do... I guess it's okay to say, considering, you know, it's in the Teyvat chapter preview trailer thingy, that the official, Genshin YouTube channel shared. But yeah, we only know, like, one Sumeru character thanks to that, trailer? Not trailer, but it's like a, it's, what is it called? The exact name, please. It's literally called Teyvat Chapter Storyline Preview. Travail? Genshin Impact contains spoilers. Yeah. But it's an officially shared video. And for the Sumeru segment, Sinnoh is the character, in that. And, yeah. I have a feeling that whenever, like, official Genshin Twitter or whatever, like, shares, image and some information on Sinnoh, that's probably gonna be when Sumeru is set for release.
Think you can bully me?
Or, like, will be next. Not, like,
Windblade.
Oh, whoops. I just fought an Animo slime with Animo. I have so many slime, like, stuff. Let's go. Oh, right! I forgot. I never really checked this area out. Anyways, God, I just want to see what's Sumeru. At least, like, obviously based on, like, the characters revealed officially, like, on the Twitter. Sumeru might, well, not just might not, but it's most definitely not next.
Come into.
Think you can bully me? Scratch.
Picked the wrong test subject.
But, I don't know. Regardless, I can't wait for, like, Sumeru.
Burst forth.
Okay, that was crazy.
This world holds many a rare treasure.
Oh yeah, and also another thing I just realized. Yeah, we can't also get Sumeru yet because isn't Sumeru supposed to be like Dendro region? And considering that, we don't even have Dendro characters yet. We don't even have Dendro as a playable element yet. So, thinking about it, yeah, I don't think we will be getting Sumeru until Dendro's actually released. Whenever that'll happen. I hope we do get Dendro soon. I would love to see how it'll work. But of course, patience is key, and I am very patient. And am very patient indeed. Well, it varies somewhat. Although for the most part I am very patient.
Shake it and stir it.
Burst forth. Feel this ancient power.
Windblade. Think you can bully me?
Check this out.
Is this an answer from this world?
And also speaking of like, you know, the two... Okay, I did already talk about it briefly. Like on my first 2.6 stream, I think. Was it? I forgot. But yeah. With the 2 new characters revealed, they're both girls, again. But that is fine because that probably means I'm completely skipping banners in whatever is next. Because, as you all know, I only pull for the guys. And I already showed many times that I am being serious, that I do skip. Here we go.
I'll keep this close.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But there might be more chests, so we're gonna keep investigating. Gosh, I do kind of want to keep talking about Sumeru. But again, patience is key. Let's not think about it so much. And I would love to developers to take their time and like not have the fans being like, oh, we want this area next, and like rush, because the logic of people who are like that is like they really want a region or, you know, a certain type of new content. We get it, and then so many fans complain, and it's like, ugh.
Another test subject.
Shake it and stir.
Fire it up.
I can't wait.
A reward on the road.
Oh, and also based on the notices. Like, also, like, okay, this is not really important, obviously, but it's just something I take note of. Like, whenever update, like, yeah, like, for example, saying this. Like, kind of gives an idea that the next update is indeed going to be, like, 2.7. Just something that's just very small and unimportant, but, you know, I just like saying that just to be like, okay, so the next update is possibly, like, definitely going to be, like, 2.7. Also, based on how things might be going, we might actually get, like, Sumeru this summer. Just like how Inazuma was released last summer. Now that I think about it, it's been like, it's been quite a while, like now since we got Inazuma. Kind of makes sense. We're like gone through quite a bit of story, and all the story quests adding so much like to Inazuma. So yeah. I want to go this way, because I never really checked this side. Is this like the... Ah. Like weapons. Ah, a sealed letter. Interesting. Okay, nothing. Oh, yeah, and also, speaking of like the two characters officially like revealed on the Twitter and stuff, I will admit that I do like how Shinobu looks, and considering that some characters do have voice lines about her, like, you know, we already have a good idea for like who she is, I guess. Other than what was even more revealed from the, yeah. Unfortunately, that does not mean I will pull on whatever banner Shinobu will be on. When... Ah! As you all know, I don't pull on the 5-star girl banners. Although, of course, the exception is that, you know, if the game releases a new 4-star boy, I will pull on the banner regardless. Just like with Toma, where I did pull to get him. And I still only have one of him. I don't have any of his constellations. And I'm sad. What? How on earth did those guys alert to me from all the way here?
Burst forth.
Seriously, they were literally a distance away and somehow
Don't get too
aggroed me.
close.
Have a little taste. Try.
They sometimes say that. It's like somehow the enemies all the way there somehow managed to aggro on me. It's like, how? You're literally like you're like several like meters away from me or something. Did I actually check this? I don't know. Did I? It's hard to tell which one's new. Oh, I've literally been here. Anyways, let's go underground. There's still a little bit left. Oh, and speaking of me not going to believe who the Archon is until, like... until we get proper confirmation in Sumeru story. But, related to that, I have been seeing, like, theories.
A reward on the road.
Like, one particular theory, and... I did save the link of the video because I would like to look back at it. Sometimes, not too much, because obviously I don't want to get too attached to, like, stuff like this until it's actually confirmed. But it's a really interesting theory. gloomy. But it's a really interesting theory. And it does have some ground to it as a theory. It's a really good theory.
What you got? Another test. Come again.
Okay, stop climbing.
Windblade.
That tingle? Have a little. Should replace my hammer.
Anyways, as I was saying, so like it's a good theory. It does have ground based on like the amount of like analysis the person did to make the theory. And as agreed by a lot of people, we are definitely believing it considering like the theme of
I'll keep this close.
what was the theme of Sumeru again? I forgot. It's like wisdom. It's the enemy of wisdom is wisdom itself. Or I don't know. What did it say? I'm not gonna open the video because I don't want to get the music to play. I mean the audio to play on stream. Let's go type. I can't spell on my phone. Please spell. And also, it would make sense because, you know, like, what if, because, like, Sumeru. Obviously, don't do such things. I don't like us writing directly that the Lesser Lord is the Archon until we get proper confirmation. It's like, oh, but in this, it's like, well, that doesn't confirm anything because why on earth would the Archon be called the Lesser Lord? Where's the quote? I know someone quoted. Here we go. The god of wisdom's enemy is wisdom itself, and the oasis of knowledge is a mirage in the desert of ignorance. In the city of scholars, there is a push for folly, yet the god of wisdom makes no argument against it. Yeah, so that's what Dane says in the chapter preview. And basically, it makes me think it's like, what if, like, the whole theme is like truth and lies, and that extends to the Archon themselves? Like, you know, it makes sense. Like, the Archon themselves. Like, Also, it would fit well with the theme anyway. And also, it would make sense considering the Dendro slimes as well. I don't know, I'm just hoping that, like, it's going to be interesting instead of being, like, straightforward. Because that's boring. Make it more interesting. I don't have the limits to equip, and that is fine. The chest is up there. Why do I have to climb? Well, we shouldn't be messing with, like, getting rid of black mud right now, so we're fine. Oh yeah, I love watching that chapter preview thing, by the way, because I think I already mentioned that. But it's just because it's so cool to watch, and it makes your skin kind of, like, shiver a bit. Because it's really good, but it's also pretty, like, tense at the same time, I think. I don't know, every single time I see the part where, like, Dane speaks of Conria or something, like, I'm just like, oh my god, that's cool. So yeah. But it also makes me sad because, you know, like, because like the implications of, like, what could...
Is this an answer from this
of,
world?
like, what we will expect later in the story is, like, man. Oh yeah, and also, as people say, we always come back to watch it as well. Like, from time to time. And, like, And it's like, because like, despite like, even though this was made like obviously a while, like months ago, like September, like the video, according to the release, I mean the upload release, it was literally the day of launch. So it's like, it still holds true to everything. So it's like basically saying that they've planned so much of this like way ahead of time.
I'll keep this close.
Which, you know, makes sense because, you know, you would want to avoid retcon in stories. It's sort of why for the project I'm working on, I'm trying my best to not like what I'm doing is trying to write the backstories first before the main story. Because I'd rather not have retcon too much in my series. Or at all. I know, I like to keep things consistent. Is it over here? Makes sense. Where is it? Oh, directly above here. Wait a minute. And also, I'm not over the fact that some people are like, oh, they referred to very specific pronouns regarding the Danger Archon in the chapter preview. It's like, what are you talking about? They didn't even say a single specific term. Still judging people who say things like that. It's like, it didn't say. I don't know, I remember a comment like that and I'm like, what are you talking about? I literally watched the trailer again and they never specified. I sometimes don't get people. I can't wait for Sumeru though. Obviously, patience is key. Please be patient because otherwise, yeah. Also, the logic of people just say things too, and it's like, oh, like they rush how like a location would look, and it's like, when you actually see like the result, it's like, are you sure about that? Like, makes you question like what even goes on in anyone's head. Where is the chest? Oh gosh. Lag. Be careful. No! Dang it. Oh, is it? Wait, no, it's... What? Where am I going? What? Are you kidding me? Why am I not grabbing that? Oh my gosh. Ah, just... Yeah, it's up there. Why am I not being able to get up there? Let's go that way. Guess I could try to go here and then go up there. I don't know why I'm doing this on stream. I could literally do this on my own time, but I kind of want to do it on stream. No, I don't want to fight you.
The insolent shall be punished.
Tired of fighting these enemies for a while. Finally.
Burst forward.
Scratch that. Think
Come again.
Windblade.
Suffocate.
This.
Shaken and stirred.
Check this out.
Picked the wrong test subject.
Okay, now let's find a chest. Wherever it is. Must be here somewhere. What's like here? I gotta be careful, otherwise I have to climb this whole thing again. Where is it? Is it there? Oh, where are you? Something I should probably randomly mention, because I always like never plain say it. How do I put this? Okay, let me figure this out too first. Wait, that's not that way. Sit. Oh, it's like up there? The hell? Oh, climbed a rock. Right. Anyway, something I should mention is that, like, for the most part, when people say there's like mistranslations or something like a change, I want to tell you guys that I tend to not believe stuff like that. And it's all started because of this one game I've played in the past. Because there was a game I played in 2017.
A reward on the road.
And a lot of people... Well, not a lot of people, but there were some people who claimed there was a mistranslation in one of the texts. And, there's chest.
I'll keep this close.
And when people have said that, here's the thing. Okay, basically, I'll have to say what the dialogue was. Basically, people were like, in the original translation, they said that this character does not approve of, you know, killing. Like, basically the context of the situation is that they were talking about how, like, they're bad and didn't care about, like, what was going on, but they did. And they were in a death game, by the way, so that's why. And in the official English translation, they use a term called non-lethal, which technically, in a way, actually meant the same thing. But here's the thing. The original translation the person claimed was actually not what it was, not exactly written like that or something along the lines. It was made up. And to further prove it, someone actually went through the effort to actually check the original translation and compare it and all that stuff. And yeah, so basically, obviously, the person who started it all was just saying a bunch of random stuff that wasn't even true. But the worst part is that someone who was more popular with playing this particular game believed the mistake that someone made And that spread. That false information spread. Basically, long story short, I don't believe such things. Because of that. And it's not the only time, because I have seen similar cases where, you know, basically the same thing happened.
I'll keep this close.
Basically a repeat of the past. Just like that situation. And ever since then, I just don't believe stuff like that people try to claim, because... Well, I mean, simply because, like, it's just... Well, I think it's pretty obvious what I mean. Like, it's just that, like, people tend to troll and just, like, be rude about a localization. That's literally why I just don't believe stuff. Like, if people say there's a mistranslation, I don't believe it unless the evidence is very, very solid. Like, unless the evidence is very solid, I won't believe anyone saying such things.
First pay your dues.
Think you can bully me?
No escape.
Can't run from death.
I'll keep this close.
But yeah, unless the evidence is very solid, I will, for the most part, not believe such things. So...
A reward on the road.
Oh, 100% now. There's still more chests. Oh, I still don't know about those things yet. It's fine. The weird glowing stuff. See from the other side. Where is it? Where's the chest? What's this, like, right here? No, it's above me. What? I seriously don't know what this is about. I hope one of the quests will resolve that. Ah, I need my thing. Oh, the struggle. I have to keep switching.
I'll keep this close.
I keep switching just to check. Let's go check a couple more spots and then I'll end it because I am very busy. And I gotta get started with everything, so, you know. Ah, there it is.
A reward on the road.
Okay, come on. Nothing. guessing. Maybe I'll check here and then that'll be it. Actually, one more place. Ah, there we go. Oh, pff, it was right in front of my face. Wait, that wasn't there before.
This!
I'll keep this close.
Ah, there's a chest. This way. What is this?
Burst forth!
Scratch! Think you can bully me?
Ha, here we go.
This!
I'll keep this close.
Okay, I think that'll be enough for this. Let's go to the surface, heal, and end things off. Ah, my ears. Ah, right. I already got healed. Anyways, that will be all for today's stream. So basically, I did more exploration, finished the quests that are available. I'm assuming the two of them, well, like one smaller quest and one related to the Fatui Mage, will continue over the course of a couple days, but I'm not going to stream that, obviously. And yeah. And I got 100% exploration on the Chasm surface and the underground. So exploration is now at 100% for both. And there's definitely still more chests around. I just had to find them. But yeah. And also, I'm gonna be busy in the following week because obvious reasons. And the next time I'll be streaming, well, like, in terms of like what I'll be streaming will mostly be art related, possibly. And whenever it happens, because I'm actually not sure when I'll decide to play it, I'll be playing 13 Sentinels. It's gonna be exciting. No idea when I'm gonna do that though, unfortunately. Because I actually have to figure out when is a good time to start that. And also I'm looking forward to a different game that will be coming out in June, and I'm 100% going to do a Let's Play on that when it's released. So, I can't wait.
And
I think that's it. I will also mention that I am doing the event, the Hues and what's it called? Hues of the Violet Garden, and as I have seen, yeah, I do kinda want to say Violet Evergarden instead of just Garden, because it does kind of make you say that. If you're familiar with that series.
anyways,
Yeah. So I am doing that event as well, but it's all pre-recorded. Will be up on the YouTube channel if you all want to see that. Whenever I upload it, it'll take a while. I have so many VODs. But yeah.
so anyway, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.